So I'm here with Diane, and first question is, can I use this video any way I would like in the Kirshner Health Solutions?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so tell us about how did you even end up in our office?
Well, for a long time, almost 10 years, I've been suffering from fatigue. My adrenal glands pretty much have given out, and I've tried several different things, and it really have never fully recovered. A year and a half ago, I had a brain bleed, and it really just wrecked my body. I came to you in June, and
did you come through one of my talks, or did you hear about us from a friend? Or
my husband would always see your advertisement.
Okay.
And the one day I was watering plants, and I couldn't function after watering plants. I was laying on.
That is stressful.
It's very stressful.
Yeah.
Bending down, filling it, standing up.
I can see how that would be.
I pulled a weed, and literally I was laying on the lounge chair on the deck in tears because I couldn't function. So at that point, my husband's like, you know what? I keep seeing this advertisement, and he's like, why don't you give them a call and see what they can do for you? So that's how I came here.
And what did we do for you?
Well, we changed the diet, which I had always followed a strict diet, but the changes that you had me make really made a big improvement. We added some supplements, and through that, I slowly could feel the brain fog go away.
Right.
I really suffered from a lot of cognitive problems. I had a hard time understanding things I would read. Suffered from very poor memory, easily confused.
And that was going on for, so I'm curious, so that was going on for 10 years? Was that going on just for the last year and a half since the brain bleed?
The brain bleed definitely made it a lot worse.
Right.
The memory and feeling like, how do you explain it? Like you can't find your way out of a paper bag.
Okay. And you're 90, right?
Yes, I am 90.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you look great, so how old are you?
I'm 45.
Oh, good, okay. So I'll ask you a question. So how are you doing now?
Well, now I am doing very well. I'm back at work, and I can get through the day very well. And
Cognitively?
Yes, I don't have to read an email 4 or 5 times,
and
then go somewhere and be like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be here."
Right. Okay.
You know, so I can read my emails. I can function very well. But what's really great is after work, I have enough energy to give to my family.
Okay.
And that's huge because I do not have an easy.
So here's the test: is are you able to pick up that flower now and water that flower with multiples?
Yes.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
So it's a successful case.
It is.
So here's the last question. So people hear about us. They come through our talks. They come through through the correspondence that we have. And I guess it's kind of like we do things. Would you say in the box or outside the box would you say this is like traditional what we do, or a little bit out there, outside the norms, if you will?
Well, if you want to compare it to mainstream medical, it is not, because when I first was diagnosed with fatigue, I went to my normal, and I love my family doctor.
Right, yeah.
He kept telling me everything was okay. My blood work was fine. I couldn't function. I actually had to stop working 10 years ago for about half a school year. I'm a teacher. So what you were able to find some underlying problems is definitely outside the box, because you understand how the body works holistically.
Good.
And it works.
Okay, and the last question, not the last question, if you know me. So someone looking at this, there will be a little, I don't know, maybe a little skepticism or a little whatever. Like you were probably a little skeptical when you first started, or would you get to the, like you had to do something, or you know what I mean? Like some people come to our office, like I've had patients that come in here and say, I've tried everything else. I know you're not going to help, but I got to do one more thing just because I can't, and they do better. But then we have others like, well, I'm going to do this before it gets to that point where I'm desperate. Yeah. So what would your advice be?
I was to the point where I have tried a lot.
Right.
And I would get better for a little bit, and then my body I just have never felt fully recovered.
Right.
I would tell people, don't wait till you're to the point where I was, where you're crying because you can't water flowers.
Yeah. That's okay.
And, you know, I was just muddling through life. I seriously was muddling through life. I was on the couch, you know, after school. My poor husband would always have to do things and run the kids places, and it's nice to participate in life again.
Good. All right. Anything else you want to add?
Don't be afraid to go outside the box and search for health.
Good.
Solutions.
There you go. There you go.
That was
Health
good.
solutions.
That was good.
Got that in there. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate
welcome.
that.